Hello? Howdy. Howdy.
Honey, the new neighbor invited you over for a drink at 8 tonight. I said you'd go.
You don't know my schedule.
You sit there every night. Might be nice to have a pal, you know, a bud.
Hey, howdy, hey, friends. Yeah, if you've never seen Between Us, then you won't know what that's all about. So watch it. Wolfman 47 Dash here. Forgot to do the hand thing. And today I'm going to talk to you about an A24 film, although here in the UK it's by whatever company that belongs to Paramount bought it here, which is Friendship. So Tim Robinson plays this character called Craig Water something. I'm just going to call him Craig. Who's this guy who is married to Kate Mara's character. They have a son or two, and they go about life enjoying it and everything. And then Craig suddenly meets this guy played by Paul Rudd, who decides and they decide to become buddies, and then things start to transpire, and it's basically the sort of start of a great friendship, and then it all comes tumbling down in the most hilarious ways. This is not your kind of typical A24 film where it's pretty much weird with visuals and so forth. No, this is a black comedy where it's hilarious. There's lots of funny moments. There's a lot of dark and twisted moments and all sorts of other stuff. But it's basically giving you an idea that this is a kind of friendship that is probably one that some people may end up having, but for me, it's definitely friendship that I do not want, like, ever. Like, I'm quite happy with all the friendships I've got. I'm quite happy with all the friends I've got that I've made over the years, and I would never want this kind of friendship where you have someone who behaves like a child and basically wants to really impress this one particular person, but ends up impressing them so much and does something really bad that the person just can't forgive him and kicks them out of the group. At the same time, Paul Rudd plays this character who has all this great stuff going for him, great mates and everything, and then something happens and then he just kicks the person out. And that's kind of a relatable moment for me because I used to be part of a friendship group many years ago. Be part of a group of people and we had do all sorts of great wonderful things, and then I found out that this particular person is not a very nice person and actually does only care about numbers, doesn't really care about having people as friends, and as I may have mentioned in my Q&A video, he just basically said that I was boring, constantly moaning, relying on my parents too much, and yada the rest of it, and I just didn't want anything to do with him, so I was like, bye. So yeah. So I will say that this film actually starts with a very funny line of Kate Mara saying that she's had an orgasm, and the audience I had in the cinema, and I saw this with Clankzoke and Mr. Lamar 466, and they all erupted in laughter, and it kind of really set the tone of the film. And pretty much anything that kind of happens throughout the film, it's really funny. It's just one of those films that despite the sort of serious tone of how this friendship blossoms and then comes tumbling down and kind of ruins this guy's life, it is still hilarious and really funny. And kind of a reason why Tim Roberts, and also I only just found out after this film that Tim Robertson is actually a comedian in real life. So obviously with him being a very funny person, his comedy does kind of show in this film, and it's really great stuff. It's been ages since I've seen a Kate Mara being in anything, and in the film she plays the wife of she plays the wife of Tim's character Craig, and it comes across as if she's okay talking to him about stuff, and they're like best mates and so forth. And what I really like about how she portrays this wife character is that she doesn't like she lets Tim's character be childish and everything, and just pays no attention to it. And she very rarely does any of those tropes where where she's kind of had enough of it and she wants a divorce or anything. But it does get to a scene where she does eventually decide she's going to leave him, but not actually leave him. And I think it was a very creative way of going about that trope. And obviously, it was quite funny because Tim's character Craig still doesn't take it all that seriously, and to be honest, his whole life he doesn't take all that seriously. And when he is part of this one friendship group and then he gets kicked out, he tries to make friends with his colleagues, but his colleagues are also such bullies to him that he just doesn't like it. And also throughout the film, Marvel is mentioned in a sense that they keep going, "Oh, let's see the new Marvel" and all that. And I don't know if that's a thing where fans of the Marvel Cinematic Universe call each Marvel film a Marvel. I don't know if that's a thing, but it's quite funny to see and talk about it, and then also talk about spoilers. And when they talked about Thanos and everything, it was very clearly that they were trying to talk about the last two Avengers films, and yeah, just saying all sorts of stuff. And Craig and Tim's character Craig's kind of like, no, don't want spoilers. Ah! So yeah. The one moment that did feel very much like A24, actually no, there's quite a few moments. So they go through sewers, and there's very sort of A24 moments in that where it gets a bit strange, a bit weird, and a bit sort of adventurous and symbolic and so forth. And then there's another moment where where Craig licks a toad. And those of you who don't know, when you do lick reptiles like a toad or whatever, it can sort of make you go very high and go on a very spiritual journey. And in his spiritual journey, it's very much like a very unusual spiritual journey, because usually those sorts of journeys you see all these graphics and all this other stuff happening and everything, but with him it's just simply going to a subway. So yeah, he basically just goes to a subway and that's it. Yeah, it's still funny. So yeah, I don't want to give away too much because it's one of those films that is just so funny and has a lot going for it, that it's just one that I just want to say a lot, but I don't want to say too much at risk of spoiling it for people. So I'm just gonna basically say, yeah, it's a really good film. Is it the best A24 film? I don't think so, but it's definitely very funny. Definitely as A24 as you can get, even though here in the UK it's distributed by a Paramount company that, again, I forget the name of. I think it's Republic Pictures. I'll double check that. But yeah, it's really good, really funny. If you're expecting to find out about friendship in this, you're not. It's just showing off the sort of friends that you shouldn't really have, and kind of relatable to some people if you've had those sorts of friends who are very childish and trying to be like you and just want to show that they can enjoy your company and so forth, or the friends that just kick you out when you do something wrong and then continue to do stuff wrong and all that stuff. And I think it definitely earned its 15 rating because obviously there's a lot of swearing in it, there's a lot of dark humor in it. There is a moment where Kate Mara and Tim's character do go into the sewers, and it's implied, and although Kate Mara does go missing for a little while, it is heavily implied later on that she was actually waiting for Craig to find her, and they were gonna do that and get it on and everything, but that never happens. So yeah. But to be fair, Kate Mara, even though she is much older now, she's still very good looking, I find. But yeah, I've already said my crushes and so forth in the Q&A. But yeah, so I'm gonna give the film Friendship an 8 out of 10 because it's funny, it's funny, hilarious, very dark, very twisted, and as A24 as you can get in terms of black comedies. So yeah. Not the best A24 film I've seen, but definitely a very funny one for sure. So yeah, go check it out. So that's one thing about Friendship. Obviously, if you've seen it, draw your own conclusions in the comments like always. Sorry, I'd love to hear what you think about it. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. Like, share, comment, and subscribe if you can, please. Those of you that are new to the channel, I do vlogs like this where I'm exploring, reviewing and paying tribute to different things, and I also do top 10s, kind of sort of hauls, rants on life, and other sorts of things as well. And also Q&As as well. And if you're a gamer, I also do a lot of gaming videos as well. So I do gameplay videos where it's just straight up gameplay and some sort of editing and things added for good measure, but otherwise it's straight up as you can get. I also do Let's Play videos as well. You'll know what those are. I don't need to explain that to you. So yeah, see you in the next, and also occasional shorts as well. See you in the next one. Peace to you all. And remember, if you are ever trying to find friends, then maybe find friends that you're going to get on with and ones that do understand you and get you, not ones that are very jealous of you and want to do everything that you're doing, and people that just will kick you out instantly if you do something really bad or really wrong. So yeah, so a little bit of advice, and do check the film out because it is really good. So yeah, all right, toodles.
You sure about that? You sure about that's not why?